Good evening, and welcome to what is the 5th annual Prism Awards for Photonics Innovation. We have a room full of very bright people, a lot of big ideas, CEOs and product teams, business starters and investors, competitors, people from all over the globe, businesses large and small. The thing that brings us together is we all honor innovation and new products, and we look forward to hearing about several of the most outstanding new products of 2012. Our next category is manufacturing, and the presenter for this category is currently a partner at an $815 million VC firm specializing in early stage tech investments, and is a director of several private companies. He started his investment career at Apex Partners, a private equity firm with $35 billion under management, after a time spent as a management consultant with McKinsey & Company in New York City. He has a degree in engineering physics, a PhD in applied physics, and in his spare time is a physics research fellow at the California Institute of Technology. Please welcome George Ugrass, General Partner at Adams Capital Management.
Wow. You know, it's always difficult to follow people who are curing cancer. Really difficult. My mom would be so proud, though. So first of all, thank you for inviting me. Thank you for the free meal. These are tough times, so a free dinner is always appreciated. I was sitting there thinking about, I have no written remarks, so I'm just going to make it up. I was thinking about how I really got interested in optics in the first place, and I think the furthest back I can think of is being about 6 years old. You know, I lived overseas in Turkey, and my grandmother lived with us in her little room with her little TV, and I was her cigarette runner. She used to smoke all the time, and when she ran out of smokes, you know, she'd give me money and I'd buy her cigarettes. And I thought it was an honorable cause. So one of these days, I remember coming back, and she had the TV on, she's got some stuff going on, she's chain smoking, and the TV was not tuned to anything. And I said, Grandma, what are you looking at? And she said, oh, I'm just watching TV. And I said, there's nothing there. And I realized she couldn't see. So I went to Dad, and Dad said, oh, she probably needs glasses. We got glasses for her. All of a sudden, she could see that there was really nothing going on with the TV. And from then on, she actually didn't watch as much television. So I thought it was really cool that there was this thing called lenses, and they fixed this big problem, and I got obsessed with lenses and started burning paper. And you know, rolling forward, I think my second memory was in high school. Being a geek, I had no social life, and found a book about building spectrometers. So my buddy and I in high school built our own spectrometer and thought, oh, this is kind of cool. You can put all these weird gases in there and lights go off. And then I got to college and worked for this German professor for research. And we had this giant Michelson interferometer. Some of you will know what that is. And to align it, we had to use a laser. You couldn't see the laser, so you had to pour some liquid nitrogen, which made all the smoke come out with the laser going around. And I immediately thought, this would be cool for a party. So many Friday nights, we had some social hours with the psychology department because there were actually women in psychology. and then I ended up at Caltech, and we used kind of, you know, big optics to look at Orion and trying to figure out how we got here and why we're here. So optics does a lot, right? You know, it fixes people's social lives, in my case, figures out how we got here, cures cancer. But kidding aside, from an investor's perspective, it's not been a great industry, to be honest, because of a couple of reasons. One is, obviously, there's been tremendous consolidation since the telecom era. Secondly, the cost of business has gotten much higher because simply the performance requirements in the market are much, much higher. Obviously, there's tremendous companies like Illumina and others that are venture-backed who are doing breakthrough things. And we are investors in a few companies. We have a very high-powered laser company, Enlight, and I have a company that does software that works along the lines of ASML for lithography. So there are multiple success stories that have photonics and optics built into them. But in terms of where we go from here, from an early stage investor's perspective, I think the big challenge that I see is that one is not fixable, which is the industry structure in terms of the consolidation. You're not going to do anything about that. But there are two things that I think could be done by entrepreneurs. One is, at least in the United States, what makes us really special is we are good system-level thinkers. And one of the problems I see in photonics especially is a lot of people come up with these great component ideas, and they have no idea on how it's going to fit at the system level, right? I mean, you look at how the world has evolved, right? Intel is sinking $6 to $10 billion a year into component technology. And who's making all the money is Apple, because they're really good system-level thinkers. So I would encourage, and I look at this as a room full of entrepreneurs, I would encourage you to think of the system-level problem. And yes, it might be solved by a component, but you got to really understand how it all fits together. And then the second piece is, I think in terms of how you take it to market, from day one, you got to know exactly what your application is and how you're going to make money doing it. So those are only my 2 words of advice, of wisdom for what it's worth. And in terms of the award, you know, there's a lot of parallels drawn to the Oscars, but before the video, I just want to say something because of all the analogies here. I would place a bet that one table here probably has a higher collective IQ than the whole room full of Oscar attendees. And furthermore, probably has done more for mankind than all the Hollywood movies ever produced, but that'd be that. Let's go to the video, please.
The race against time places high demands on manufacturers and their suppliers. But lasers are the answer. Something as simple as light can be the answer. The finalists: AFL, Laser Master Laser Splicing System; Heidelberg Instruments, Direct Write Pattern Generator; Parian Technologies, Arketo 3.
It's quite dramatic. And the winner is, of Deutschland, Heidelberg Instruments.
So on behalf of everyone at Heidelberg Instruments, I would like to thank SPIE and Photonics Media and the panel of judges for presenting Heidelberg Instruments with this Prism Award. Since the introduction of this MicroPG 501, we had quite a response. We've sold over 14 systems. We sold 14 systems worldwide, and we hope that this system will contribute to the advancement of new technologies in micro-optics, MEMS, bio-MEMS, and other fields where micro-patterning is required. Being honored by this panel of judges of photonics and research and development contributors makes us all at Heidelberg Instruments very proud. Please let me introduce to you also some of our people that are here with me. Alexander Wild and Steffen Dietz, who have been main contributors to this product. Christian Bach is the president of our US office, and Roel Wijnands, who is the founder of Heidelberg Instruments. So thank you all.